I'm Rob from Barefoot Gaming, and it's time to review Defector in virtual reality. So I'm going to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, showing only the first level. There are 5 levels in total. Now, the game kind of works backwards. You're always sitting across a table from someone who's interviewing you, asking you about what happened on your last mission. Well, of course, you're going to be in your last mission, so that's how the game plays forward. 5 levels in total. You have to save the world. You've got a bunch of different gadgets, things you can put in your ears, scanners, so you can view your surroundings different. A big part of it is how you communicate with other people. What they do is they have like dialogue trees that pop up. And you look at one, and you look at another, and you decide which one you want to do. You press your A button, and that's your choice. I'm going to liken it a little bit to a choose your own adventure book, if you have any idea of what that is. You get action up to a certain point, or no action up to a certain point, then you choose what it is you want to do, and it branches off and gives you different options from there. So there are different ways to complete the same mission. So even though there's only 5, there are different endings you can get based on the decisions that you make. Aside from that, the only thing I'm going to mention is the fact that it's got a lot of options to reduce motion sickness. So you can free move, you can snap turn. It's got a lot of options on how you view all of that. And yeah, like sometimes you can drive a vehicle for a little bit. Sometimes you'll just be sneaking for a little bit. You'll always be doing things for a little bit, and then there's action, and then there's your choices in what you actually say to the characters. So let's review this out of 5. Like I said, $20 US, and honestly, this is one of those reviews that I'm already hesitant that this is going to be people that are really either going to love this game or they're really going to be turned off of this game. Now, I went into this with high expectations. It's been getting lots of publicity, and I was excited for it. And I didn't actually enjoy it very much to begin with. And I'm like, hey, gotta put in more time. You gotta make sure that you're fair to the game and that you can explain this to the viewers. And honestly, it just didn't grab me. If this were non-VR, there's zero chance I would recommend any part of it. It's okay. It's an okay action game. It's neat when you can throw punches and stuff and when you can block, but it's not something that keeps coming up. They do a lot of things smart for a little bit and then it's gone. But I'm thinking, okay, am I being unfair to it because it had so much hype going into it? And honestly, I'm really struggling with this review because parts of it just weren't interesting. And if you make the wrong choice when you're talking to someone, it doesn't always rebranch you somewhere else. I remember in the second level, no spoilers, but you can talk to somebody and you can go through every single option and there's no negative ramifications. You can say one thing and they'll be like, I don't want to talk to you. Say the next thing, they'll be like, oh, that's a good idea. Say the next thing. And you can keep saying them if you want. And it makes it feel like this is a game that has branching options, but you better find which ones branch. So the action is done well. The graphics look pretty good. They don't look exceptional, but they look pretty good. In the end, honestly, it didn't grab me. The story was like, it's maybe 3 to 4 hours worth of gameplay. And a lot of it is interesting the first time you do it, but replaying those same parts, it isn't interesting. The magic is gone. And it's really too long to be something that you just want to show other people. It's like, hey, you should play this game for 3 hours, 4 hours. And I went through the game. I went through the first mission a second way, and I'm done. Now, at their $20 asking price, that doesn't seem like very much, except I wouldn't have gone through it if it wasn't for the fact of doing this review. I probably would have stopped halfway through the second mission. It didn't really grab me. It felt forced. In the trailer, they show you every cool thing that happens in the first level. And it's neat, especially when you see it in the trailer, but I knew what was coming. I already knew how I was going to do certain things based on the trailer. I'm like, well, you know what? The second level, that one's gonna have great stuff too. And it was okay. But again, going back to the fact that a lot of my decisions didn't seem like they mattered, and I had to find the ones where they did, if that makes sense. At $20, it's a reasonable asking price. This is not a game I would highly recommend. Is it a game I'd even recommend? I'd give it a 3 out of 5. I honestly, if it wasn't doing the review, I wouldn't have finished the game. So take that for what you will. Knowing what I've said, make up your own mind. This might be something you will have a blast with, and if so, more power to you. But just go into it with your eyes open, knowing that there are limitations, and the limitations are your choices don't always matter. The game seems to get progressively less interesting the further into the game you go, and a lot of the dynamics that are really neat, like the driving and the fighting, you don't get to do very much of. So it's a really, really small world. And 3 out of 5, that's what I'm giving it. If you have any questions about this review, if you have any other questions about anything else, let me know down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. I love hearing from you, and I will talk to you again real soon. See ya.